Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the free daily coaching hangout webinar broadcast. You might be watching the replay today because you're wondering, where did you go to get the link? Where was the link? Well, the link says the webinar it expired, it's ended because for some reason the June webinar cut the last day off. So for some reason we schedule out for the entire month and it actually cut the last day off this month. So next month's July's episodes will actually be up, and so I literally just had to change it because there was no last day. So today we are going to do just a simple Google Hangout here on Google Hangouts without the webinars on Air platform, and we will be able to trudge through it. What I did do and what I'm doing as we speak is making sure that when you go over to freedailycoaching.com that you'll be able to actually access the new links. So let me go ahead and make sure that that is done for you. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to actually have 5 work sessions, it looks like, for the month of July for those that are friends of Free Daily Coaching. So if you're using the Free Daily Coaching and you're coming each and every morning, and then you're also accessing, excuse me, our private coaching that's weekly coaching, and that's at the freedailycoaching.com and then the friends area. If you're over there, then you can actually go grab that and you can register for the private coaching. And this month we have 5 scheduled. So what I'll do is I'll email out to those that are paid members and my mastery members, who that's actually included. If you have an MLSP mastery membership with me, then that coaching is included with your mastery membership. I'll email everyone out and see which of those dates that we want to drop, and I'll look at the calendar to see when the traveling will be happening and see which will be the easiest to drop, so that because we do say that we're going to have 4 every single month, so I want to guarantee that we have that. So I went ahead and let me go ahead and just save this over here and make sure so that you guys can all go and get registered over at freedailycoaching.com. Let me make sure. Perfect. So now the link is back up and working, so you should be able to go over to www.freedailycoaching.com and you should be able to register for the July work sessions, the free daily coaching calls that happen each and every morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this morning, since we're doing a regular Google Hangout, maybe we're going to start doing this on Tuesdays. Maybe on Tuesdays we're going to call it Terrific Tuesday and bring people over, because I'm going to talk about inspirational quotes. And like I mentioned, I went out and I literally just scoured and started creating a list of all of these amazing quotes. And in addition to bringing these quotes to you, in addition to bringing you something to think about and start to implement, right, a way of belief, an idea that you could start implementing into your life, into your business, what I want to do on some days like today, because we have the opportunity, is to get your thoughts, to talk to other people that are in different places in their business and think and ask, what is it that you think about this? What is, if you could put your 2 cents in on this, what do you think? So this morning I want to talk about a quote from a gentleman by the name of Norman Vincent Peale, and it's P-E-A-L-E is how you spell that. Norman Vincent Peale, and I put that on the actual description of the call this morning. And one of the great quotes that Mr. Peale said was something so simple but so profound. It was, change your thoughts and change your world. Very simple. Change your thoughts and change your world. And when I read it, it gives me goosebumps, right? It gives you that tingly feeling because I know that this is something that can be applied. I know that this is something real. I know that not too long ago, I started to change the way I was thinking. Okay? I started to change the way I was thinking, and guess what? My world is changing. It's absolutely 100% changing. And let me tell you something that's absolutely phenomenal. What I did was I increased the, okay, check this out. To increase the change in my world, right, to be able to do that, I literally increased the change in my thinking. How do you do that? How is that possible? I'm going to tell you, and I said this from the beginning, I steered away from it a little bit, and I'm going to come back to it because this is the reality. If you want to have massive growth in your business, are there business steps that you have to take, like acquiring customers and selling them stuff to make a profit? Yes. Those are the logistics. Those are like, of course you have to do that. That's what makes a practical business. However, to get to that place, some of us require massive thought change, right? We have to change our thoughts to change our world. Well, I'd like to throw this out there to you. Have you ever considered the idea, the possibility that you could do something on the regular that would help you, that would assist you in this process, right? The process. I'm getting English like I'm from England, right? Would there be something that could help you facilitate the change? My thoughts are absolutely 100% yes, and let me tell you why. I'm going to tell you a story that I'm going to probably share, and maybe I'll take it from this video. You know, each of us, when we come into the business space as an entrepreneur, no matter what our background is, we all bring in some history, right? We all bring our past experiences with us. Our ideas, our thoughts, our emotions are all based, for the most part, for many of us, on these past experiences. And when I came into entrepreneurship, I came in with some old ideas as well from my past experience. And what I did was I dove into some personal development. I dove into some of the leaders in the home business space, in the entrepreneurial space, and started to follow some of the things they're talking about. Now, I'm talking about your Eric Worres or your Ray Higdons, okay? I'm talking about guys like Dave Ramsey, okay? That has a national radio show that's talking about how you can change your finances, how you can change your life through changing the way that you're handling your money, right? So before we even got into our home-based business, Jessica and I were already making steps in our life to better our lives, right? We were taking steps with someone like Dave Ramsey. Maybe you like Susie Orman. Maybe there's someone else in your life that you say, hey, I recognize them as a leader, as a mentor, as a thought mentor in this area. So we had already been doing some personal development in other areas of our life. When I came into the home business industry, I was a horribly ineffective communicator. And I know that some of you that are watching today and this morning and you think, well, Bert, you do webinars and you're up on stage and you talk to people every day and you seem like you can communicate pretty well to me. But that's because I've done massive amounts of personal development. It's because I've literally talked to thousands of people to be able to get to this point. And the reason that I want to show you this morning and talk about this quote, and I want to tell you this personal story, is because I think that people don't realize that every single one of us, whether we're having success at this level, whether we're having it at this level, this level, this level, there's all different types of success. And your success might be measured differently. You might be measuring it differently than your colleagues, right? So people that are in different times and different spaces in their business, in their life, are going through the trials and tribulations and the challenges of bringing their past experiences, their past ideas, their past emotions to the table here. I did that same exact thing not too long ago, and this is why this statement is so profound by Norman Vincent Peale. Change your thoughts and change your world. I'm going to say it again because it's so profound. Change your thoughts and change your world, right? And Mr. Peale says this, and it gets your mind ticking, and it makes me think, okay, well, how can I foster even more of this changing my thoughts? Because the more that I change my thoughts, then the more I can change the world, right? The more and the world that I'm living in. I'm not worried about that everyone else's perception of the world. I'm just worried about the world that I'm existing in, right? That my family's living in on a regular basis. And check this out. Some of my family has now extended. Why? Well, because now I have business colleagues. That's like another type of family, right? That's like another community. That's another group. I have an extended family. I have my immediate family, right? I have my neighborhood family, like my neighbors across the street. Like we just like walk into each other's houses and stuff now because it's like we're family, right? Change your thoughts to change your mind. So what's the story? What happened? So I'm starting to have some success in business. I'm feeling good about the success I'm having. And like every single individual, or 99% of other individuals, I'm feeling like I'm not going fast enough. Right? Do you feel that? Who else feels that? Go ahead and unmute and say, I feel that. Go ahead, Dale. Go ahead. Just unmute and say it. It's okay to say it. Go ahead.
I do. I sure feel that. For sure, for sure.
Yeah?
Yes, I feel that.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. I want to tell you guys and you gals that it's okay to feel like you're going too slow, because I felt like that too, right? And I just went back, and I'm going to start doing some fun stuff and some stuff that I don't normally do, because I'm going to go on a little rip, and because I want people to know that this is real, okay? What would you say if you saw a headline that says, goofy, uneducated, bald goat farmer makes over $51,748.23, all on the side? That's powerful, right? I don't usually market like that, but I'm going to change my thoughts again. I'm going to change my thoughts because I want to change the world that I'm living in. So let's rewind. Let's go back, because I talked about this idea of going and moving, but feeling as if you were not going fast enough, feeling like, hey, I'm going too slow, I should be going faster. So I felt like that too. And when I felt like that, I verbalized it. I started talking with my mentor, with the people that I'm bouncing ideas off of, and I started to feel fearful. And I started to feel fearful because in my past experience and some of my accomplishments in life and some of the endeavors that I've tried, I reached a certain level of success, and then I simply just quit. And I simply quit because in my mind, I made it to this spot, and I said, well, I could probably make it to the next thing anyway, so I don't need to do it, because I know I could do it. But I didn't actually do it. In my mind, I knew I could do it, but I didn't do it. And I gave up because of fear, right? Because in the back of my mind, there was that one little voice that was like, well, what if you can't do it, bro? What if you actually can't? You might as well just bail out now, because you know you could, so just give up, just bail out now. You don't have to, just in case. Then there's no failure. There's no rejection. There's no I didn't accomplish my goal. So that's what was going on. I was having success in my business, coaching people, I'm speaking, I'm doing good. But something inside feels like I'm not going fast enough. Something inside says, hey, you're going to crash this deal, right? That voice inside of me said that. You're going to crash this deal, bro. You're going to, I'm going to say a bad word, okay, guys? So plug your ears. You're going to this up, right? That's where I was, and I did not want to crash. I recognized that in the past I had done that. I recognized in the past I had not always made the best decisions, and sometimes I was the one making decisions that was blocking me from having continued success. And what I really recognized was all of those times that I said to myself, oh, I could do it, I'm out of here. Because of that fear, all of those experiences came welling up. All of those times that I didn't do it, they came back. You know how sometimes you do like a burp and it almost is like you're going to throw up? It's like right there. You could taste it. So nasty. That's how I felt. I felt like I don't even know what the emotion was. I don't even know if there is an emotion for how I felt. I felt scared. I felt not good enough. I felt like I wasn't going to be able to do it. And guys, we're not talking about 5 years ago. We're talking about a year ago, less than a year ago. I was in this place thinking, how am I going to move forward? And this is what I knew. This is what I knew 100%. That from the time that I decided to quit my job and work from home until that point right there, I knew that my thoughts had changed. And my world was changing. And hey, believe me, it wasn't like I was complaining, like I was like, oh, this sucks. I was like, hey, I'm afraid that I'm going to blow it for myself, and I don't want to. I want to become better. I want to rise up. I want to do more, right? I want to do more. I want to serve. I want to be here next year and the year after and the year after and so on and so forth, right? I want that. I want to be remembered. I want to leave a legacy, right? That's real. That's how I felt. But I was afraid. Because how do you say out loud, I want to be like Bob Proctor. I want to be like Jim Rohn. When I go away and I can't wake up anymore and I can't talk to you guys and there's no more free daily coaching, I want the world to look back and say that Burt Bledsoe guy, he was a good guy. He helped some people. He shared a message. But there's a little tiny side inside of me, there's a fear that said, what if they don't want to hear it, Burt? What if you can't do it, Burt? What if you crash your own ship, Burt? That's not a fun place to be in. And I know that everyone's been there, right? I know you've been there in that place where you're scared, where you're not sure, where there's some doubt. But let me tell you something. I knew fundamentally from working with individuals in a community, in a group, I knew that there was solutions. I knew there was other people just like me that weren't business experts, that weren't, financial moguls coming into it, that weren't 100% like super leader developed, like walked in with a Superman cape and were like, hello, I'm here to serve you, and I've already been developed, right? I knew it. I knew there was everyday people just like me that were having challenges, that had challenges, that were striving to better themselves so that they could go and serve and so that they could be the full person that they wanted to be. So, what did I do? I literally sought out private, one-on-one development, counseling. I went now check this out, I already have a mentor in marketing, many of them through time, right? What I'm talking about is I went to someone that was a professional in the industry, okay? And check this out, I had to go to someone that I trusted, that I felt comfortable with, right? Because what I'm sharing with you guys is like so raw still. You could see that like I start to well up because it's real. These are real emotions, right? This is real life that I'm experiencing, that you're experiencing with me here. I don't want to, when Chris Schaus calls me and says, hey, I'm having a struggle, hey, I'm having an obstacle, I don't want to yell at Chris Schaus on the phone because I'm having a bad day. When Dale calls me and says, Burt, I can't remember how to do this thing that you showed me last week, I don't want to answer the phone and be like, listen, Dale, you got 3 minutes, you better frickin' remember, right? I want to be the guy that's content inside, that knows that sharing is the best way. But I can only do that if I change my thought process. Because if I'm coming from a place of fear, if I'm coming from a place where I don't feel like I'm enough, that I can't serve you, if I'm feeling like I'm stuck, how am I going to give you? How can I give to you if I'm not feeding me? Does that make sense? So what did I do? I went, and I'm going to tell you guys, I went and hired someone. I had to find someone that I knew, that I felt comfortable with. That's just where I was. And just happens that my mentor's husband does that for a living, is a counselor, right? So I went to him and I said, hey, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm thinking. And do you think you could help me walk through this process so that I don't crash myself? Guys, I just didn't want to self-sabotage, okay? And I'm going to tell you, I did some intense work over a 3-month period, okay? And in this 3-month period, guys, guess what? I'm talking about, if you water ski or something, you'll get this. Like when you go to the lake and it's like glass. That's what it was like for the 3 months. My business was like glass. Everything was smooth. People were flowing. We were all having like dance party, like friends of Fiesta Fridays, right? We're making nachos and eating guacamole. People were wearing sombreros. Everything was cool. Well, just as my, I did like a timed out one, right? Like a certain amount of weeks. And just as my weeks had completed, wouldn't you better believe it, that next following weekend, it was like full crisis mode in my mind, right? I was literally seeing the entire thing crumbling in front of me. And I was like, oh no, 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 right? Like, don't crumble. And let me tell you the difference between Bert of olden days and the new Bert. The new Bert knew this quote from Norman Vincent Peale: change your thoughts and you change your world. I knew in that moment that if I changed the way I was thinking about what was happening, that my world would change. And what I did was I thought differently. Okay, what was my first thought? I thought, hey, I don't need to behave how I would have in the past. I'm not going to freak out. I'm not going to go ballistic. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out. I'm going to reach out to where I found support. I'm going to reach out to where I've been getting help, right? Thought of something new. It's a new thought. I never did that before. I just would bail. I would just let it crumble. I would just do something else that wasn't productive. In this case, I had a new thought. I changed. My thoughts had been changing the prior 12 weeks by working with someone, by working on this idea, so that when the crisis came, I didn't freak out. I didn't panic. Was I emotionally upset? Was I distraught? Absolutely. But I knew exactly what to do. I picked up my phone. I emailed. I did all the communication methods. I texted. I Facebook messaged. I called and left messages. I emailed. And I reached out and said, hey, crisis mode has hit. I know that there's a solution. What is the solution? Show me the way. I know there's an answer. And let me tell you something that's absolutely, positively amazing. Because of that day, because of that one phone call, that one text, that one Facebook message, that one email, the guidance that I got out of that, what came from that, has been something that myself and my wife has now added into our life that has been absolutely transformational. Okay? I don't know how else I can tell you that I feel more free today than I ever have in the past. I'm going to tell you a crazy story that Chris Schaus brought the community of free daily coaching back alive, and 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, that may not have happened because I might not have been able to receive that. I might not have been able to take that as a gift. When Chris said, Bert, we want to talk, we want to chat, we love that part. Like, it's like our family time in the morning. It's our friends, it's our community. And 4 months ago, I might have said, listen, Chris, that's not how I want it. I don't care if that's what you want. This is what I'm trying to create, right? That might have been a real thought. But because I started to change my thoughts, my world has changed. My world's, hey, check this out. This is the reality. My world has changed because of you, because of the people inside of my computer. That's real. And those people inside of my computer became real. Chris Schaus is a real person. I know her. I have pictures. I hugged her. I traded glasses with her. It's a real thing. Hey, check this out. I met Chris on my computer. We developed a relationship. Over time, we started joking and talking about trading glasses and doing all that. That became a reality. That really happened. Chris and I really did that. Now, that may not be a big deal to you, but what is it in your world that you could do right now that you could start changing your thoughts about so that you could change your world? I know I just went off. I was going to have more interaction, but I had a rant this morning on this because it's so powerful. Because check this out. If you're broken, if there's something inside where you don't feel like you're enough, if there's that little piece that you can't figure it out, what if it was something that wasn't to do with your capture page? What if it didn't have to do with your opt-in rate or your email sequence or your freaking marketing? What if it had to do with what you were thinking? What if? I'm saying what if. Okay? That's what I'm saying. So, guys, gals, that's it. That's the story I wanted to share today with you guys. And as many of you already know by now, the person that I went and did that training with, that person that I connected with and did that one-on-one training with was Mr. Larry Hochman. And why? Because he had over 25 years of experience. He's dealt with hundreds of individuals. And I know that specifically he's worked with people in the home-based business industry. That's why. And let me tell you the second reason why. Because he came highly recommended. Right? And that's what this business is all about. My best friend, my mentor at the time, said, hey, maybe this is, maybe this is something. So, for those of you that are interested and want to do something, you have the ability. And I'm going to be promoting this all week. Okay? I'm going to be promoting it until next Tuesday. So I'm going to keep on telling you guys more stories. I'm going to open up even more to you guys this week. And because we are family. Because you guys deserve to hear the truth, and so that you know that you're not alone in this adventure. That it's okay to have those days where you feel like, man, I'm just not enough. Or man, no one's listening to me. Or man, feels like I'm stuck in quicksand. Or man, if I don't generate some money pretty soon, I'm screwed. You guys, I started in December. I was showing my wife 33-cent commissions, and she wasn't even my wife at the time, and she told me, if you show me another 66-cent commission, I'm going to punch you. And it wasn't until the middle of April until I made my first commissions. And guess what? I made a good amount. I made my first $1,000 sale, so I made $1,033 on my first commission. But guess what? The next month after that, I only made like $129. And the month after that, I only made like $429. But then things started to click, right? And then I started to generate that money again and again and again. And then that number started to increase each and every time. So over the next few days, I'm going to share some more personally revealing stories. And I'm going to share with you that if you go to bertbledsoe.com/summer, you can find a little bit more. So bertbledsoe.com/summer, you can find out a little bit more, hear from Larry. And I'm actually going to bring Mr. Hochman on this Friday. So on the Friday Friends Day, when we have a special guest, we're going to bring Larry on. We're going to talk about some stuff with you guys. And if this is something for you, then go and check it out, okay? If this is something for you. If it's not for you, that's okay. If you're already good and you're ready to move forward in business, then connect with me over on our business channels and let's do that part. If this part is something where you're behind, where you feel like you're lacking, go and check this out. This is 6 weeks of the summer. It's high quality, high intensity. Okay, and check this out. Here's the real deal. Larry is here to serve. So you have a one-time payment, there's a 2-payment option, and there's a 4-payment option. Yes, that's true. Chris also got to meet Leanne. I've gotten to meet Leanne like a bazillion times now because I've seen her at No Excuses a bunch of times. I've seen her at Live the Dream. I've seen her when we've gone to Dallas for the Association of Network Marketing Professionals. I saw her in Dallas when we did the Jeff Abaluraj, 18-wheeler truck driving experience. When we did that, we got to have barbecue with the Texans. So that was fun. So we did. So and this is the deal. We get to meet everyone. I've met Larry in person multiple times, right? I got to hug Larry, shake his hand. Like, I showed up at this last event and Larry was there, and he just comes up like I'm talking to someone, right? Like, hey, blah 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 blah. And then Larry just walks up and it's like, hey, buddy. Like, while I'm talking to these people, I'm just like hugging Larry, giving him a handshake, hugging him, right? Why? Because we already know each other. It's like we're family. It's like when we go to these events now, it's like you saw your brother or your uncle or your cousin, right? Or your best friend who you haven't seen since the last event. And you're like, what's up, buddy? Right? That's how it really could be. So that's enough on live events. If you're stuck, if you feel like there's something on the inside part that needs to break free, then I suggest you check this out at burtbledsoe.com/summer. And the reason I'm telling you guys this is because check this out. In addition to what I did with Larry, what happened was when I stopped working with Larry, when I had the crisis and I called for more support and he said, yes, take these actions and follow it up with this. We've done that. I've done that. Right? And now I'm doing that same type of thing, and I'm doing it with my wife as well, so we're able to grow and develop together as we build our home-based business, as we start to live a new way of life. We have to change our thoughts to change our world. This is what Norman Vincent Peale was talking about, and this is what I'm talking about. It's not a one-time thing like you change your thoughts and then you change your world. Like, whoo! Today I like Rocky Road, today I like chocolate ice cream, and now, like the world's changed, right? You got to change your thoughts to change your world, and it's got to be a continual thing. It's got to be something that's ongoing to be able to make an actual effect. So I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us today at the Free Daily Coaching Real Hangout. We didn't do it as a webinar today because links were broken, but we still provided a call. I want to thank each and every one of you that came over this morning on the Hangout. Thank you for watching. If you're watching the recording, remember that you can go to www.freedailycoaching.com right now and get registered for the entire month of July's free daily coaching calls. Okay? Also remember, if you want to get private one-on-one training or group training as well as one-on-one access to me, you can go to www.freedailycoaching.com/friends and you can access that coaching. Now, if you're looking forward to working with Larry, if you're looking forward to making some breakthroughs, again, that link is burtbledsoe.com/summer. Oh, it's not. Well, you can go right there. You can go to burtbledsoe.com/summer. It's going to take you right to the sales page. I will send out a link in my email today where you can go to the page before that. I'll have to send you that because I'm giving you guys too many links this morning, so that you can see a little bit from Larry as well. And I actually created it through Funnelizer. For those that use My Lead System Pro, I literally just did Treb, so my name backwards, treb.funnelizer.com/summer. And if you go to that one, that will take you through the entire process. But I'll send it out on an email for you guys. Absolutely 100% want to thank each and every one of you. Remember to mark your calendar so you can come and actually hear Larry on Friday. Remember, tomorrow is our work sessions. So for those of you that are My Lead System Pro members with me or that are part of the Friends of Free Daily Coaching, tomorrow 5 p.m. Mountain Time, we'll be meeting at 7 p.m. Eastern, and we'll see you all then. Thank you, and have a great day.